I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I am Levi, and I'm flying solo again. Just because of a scheduling issue. Shane can only really record on one day, and I'm going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship. So, it's just me this week, and you just gotta deal with that. So, that's how it is. It's probably gonna be me again next time too. Just giving you a heads up. But yeah, so thank you for joining me. Hope you had a wonderful New Year's and all of the things, whatever holiday you celebrate. I'm actively entrenched in the war on Christmas, so happy holidays. No, yeah, whatever holiday you celebrated. Hope it was good. And I hope your New Year's was not too crazy. So yeah, with that, I want to thank all of our Patreon supporters: Tony Burgess, Sam Norton, Adam Pacino, Daddy Warbucks, Mark Stadler, Natalie Tacarante, Jeremy Brazzers, and our Master of Media, Kylie Gangwish. And Colton Zavers. So, if you want to be one of those people, go to the link tree in the description, or just try link tr.ee/WOKPOD, and you can find all the links for all the things. And if you want to give us money, more power to you. Yeah, so let's just roll into it. There's been a lot. We didn't really talk about a whole lot of news stories last week because we talked about Christmas movies pretty much the whole time, but there's been a lot going on. So this week in particular, this last week, there's been a lot of crazy stuff. So, I think the biggest thing is the NFL player Damar Hamlin, who got hit like in a weird accident, and took a hit to his chest, and I guess it just kind of like stopped his heart momentarily. And so they were he collapsed on the field during the Bengals game, and they were doing CPR and everything. So, pretty wild. But he's awake now. He's stable, so that's good. Cardiac arrest at 24, and man, it's crazy. Just you don't look at these athletes and think anything like that would happen, but sometimes just a freak accident. The only player who died in the NFL was a Detroit Lions player who died of a cardiac arrest in, I don't know, it was a long ass time ago, but there's only been one on the field during a game, so I'm glad this guy was not added to that statistic. But he's awake. Allegedly he first asked if they won the football game. He scribbled on a clipboard when he woke up. So competitive spirit's still there, so that's good. Yeah, and there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on with it, the talking heads, Skip Bayless, had a tweet that a lot of people didn't really appreciate, thought it was insensitive to Hamlin's condition, and then there's a lot of people hating on T. Higgins, who was the guy who Hamlin was trying to hit at the time, or he did hit him. I was that's not his fault. It was just a super freak accident. But yeah, so it was fucking wild. Just took a hit, wasn't really even that crazy of a hit, stood up, fell back down, out. So yeah, super wild. Also, Barbara Walters, trailblazing journalist, broadcaster, just icon, died this last week at 93, which I did not realize she was that old, but makes sense. So that's fucking wild. She's, I mean, I think iconic. There's definitely like everybody's seen her at least one time, probably. But and then we have Jeremy Renner of the Avengers fame got hit by a snowplow accident that occurred in Reno, Nevada, and yeah, he got an injury to his leg and then also blunt force chest trauma. It looked like his face got kind of messed up too. He's stable. He's been posted on Facebook, or not Facebook, on Instagram, stuff like that, and it's just good to see. Good to see that positive outcome. But yeah, super wild. And then fucking Ken Block died in a snowmobile accident, which is, I mean, I guess if I was like taking bets on how Ken Block would die, it would be in some kind of race of some kind, because he's a rally car driver, stunt driver, drift guy. But yeah, that's also super sad. I remember playing Dirt 2, and you can like hear banter of different racers like talking shit during the game, and like him, and then Dave Mirra was another one. Dave Mirra's also dead now, or he's been dead for a while, but um, yeah. So I'm front loading the celebrity deaths in this episode so that we can get it out of the way, and that way it's not like halfway through the episode you just get sad. So I'm getting you sad right away. And is it gonna pick up? Who knows? But the fucking holidays are over. It's time for you to get sad again. All right, that's just the way it's gotta be. Anyway, so that's. I mean, that's pretty. Oh, Pope Benedict the 16th. I had to read Roman numerals just now. That fucking stressed me out. Pope Benedict the 16th, XVI. I'm pretty sure that's 16. Died. He was like the first pope either ever or in a long time to like basically retire. And he had retired, along the lines of a lot of like really bad things happening, priests and children. Anyway, he died. And Pope Francis led the funeral procession. That's not the word. Procession. That's the word. So that's never. I don't think that's ever happened before. That a one pope leads the funeral for a different pope. Because I'm pretty sure, like I said, for like a long time, the last pope 600 years. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 600 years ago was the last time a pope resigned. So kind of wild. And I think it was just that he resigned, but yeah, there was about 50,000 people in attendance at the funeral in St. Peter's Square, according to Vatican spokesman. Which is just insane. That's a fuck ton of people. That's like almost a football stadium. Like that's so many. But yeah, so Pope gone. Barbara Walters gone. Fucking Buster from Dave and Buster's gone. James Buster Corley dies of an apparent suicide at the age of 72. And like I said, he's Buster from Dave and Buster's fame. So yeah, that's pretty fucking sad, man. Self-inflicted gunshot wound. Jeez. But he did have a stroke 4 months ago, and I guess he was having a lot of debilitating pain. And he had a shift in his communication and personality due to impact on that portion of his brain. So I'll allow it. You know, I think that's fair. He should have just gone to fucking Oregon. That they do physician assisted suicide up there now. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, just spitting out raw information. Is there any facts behind it? Don't know. You'll never fucking know, dude. Okay, so moving on from celebrity deaths. You're welcome. We're moving on. Into less joyous territory. But not. I don't know. I'll let you decide. So, New York, big thing is their New Year's celebration, right? Drop the ball, big huge thing. Times Square fucking flooded with people. Um, there was 3 police officers who got attacked on New Year's Eve with a machete by a teenager. So that's pretty fucking wild. This kid was, I guess, linked to Islamic extremism, but like, I don't know. You gotta be in some kind of like other mental place to want to attack people with a fucking machete. Like, that's so personal. Like, a knife or a machete, like, you're right fucking there. You know, you throw a bomb, maybe you don't see the people. Shoot a gun, maybe you don't see people. You run people over, you really don't see them. But fucking machete? That's hardcore. Yeah, I saw an article about this, and I guess one of the cops that got attacked, fucking, like, he got, like, his arm hacked into with this fucking machete, which is brutal. Um, and this kid got shot and, wounded him. He's hit in the shoulder, and then he was taken into, custody, so, there you go. Interesting. I guess just be safe in New York. I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know, like people probably see these things and go, well, that'll never fucking happen to me. But then it happens to somebody, right? So it's like, how long can you really like bank on that? You know? I don't know. I wouldn't trust it. But what are you gonna do? Guy runs up on you with a machete. He's kind of got you. He's kind of got you in a box. There's not a whole lot you can do other than fucking, I don't know, Spartan kick him, 300 him to right to the chest. Fucking sweep the leg, Johnny. No. Seems like fun though. Um, Update on the billist of Cosby's. As you have probably heard if you listen to the show for a long time, or if you just have anything that gives you news, Bill Cosby was released from prison, last year after being sentenced 3 to 10 years in prison, in 2018. Yeah, he was released in 2021 after a Supreme Court in Pennsylvania overturned his sexual assault conviction. Well, guess what? Bill Cosby is being sued for sexual battery under a new New York look-back law following similar lawsuit from 5 accusers. This new law is actually the same law, I believe, that Steven Tyler is being charged or sued over sexual relationship with a minor, because he had a relationship with somebody who was a minor back in 1975, and they passed this law, and they're like, hey, you have like X amount of time within this law being passed that you can bring a suit that had already, like, it's a statute of limitations. So this is what that, like, this is how they're using it, which I don't really understand it, like, because I would assume it would be like double jeopardy, but I guess it's technically a different like thing. It's not criminal. It's just a lawsuit. I guess I don't know. It's very interesting. So, yeah. the New York legislation abolished statute of limitations, and there's a bunch of these like what quote unquote stale allegations that are being brought back up. So if you see something in the news and you're like, man, that feels like it's fucking old, probably is. But that's just what's going on. We just got some old cases coming back because of this law that just got passed in New York. So there you go. I don't know if you guys remember this, but back in 2015, France got attacked. Not the country, but there was an attack in France at a newspaper. The Charlie Hebdo attacks, right? And they were attacked because they had done some sort of insensitive depiction of, I can't remember if it was Muhammad or if it was somebody else, but yeah. So that had happened 2015, fucking 7 years ago, 8 years ago. That's insane. Anyway, they're fucking they're at it again. They drew a caricature of Iran's Supreme Leader, which Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And the picture's kind of funny though. It's like a bunch of women flapping, like I'm assuming are hijabs, right? And the force of these flappings are causing his whatever that outfit is to flap up, and it reveals stubbled legs like he had shaved, but it had been a couple days, and then high heels. And obviously this is coming on the heels of all the protests of repression in Iran, which is still going on, and it's kind of fucking crazy because they're just like, yeah, we're fucking like we're tired of these people protesting. If you're protesting, you're going to prison or you're getting killed. Like pretty fucking hardcore. So Iran, not a big fan of these pictures. And they have closed the French-based institute, or Tehran-based French institute, over these quote-unquote sacrilegious depictions of their supreme leader. So yeah, there's a French institute for research that was in Iran, and that was their like first responses to shut that down because they don't appreciate what one private company inside the country of France is doing. So anyway, pretty cool shit going on over in Iran. Yeah. So I just find that fucking crazy. Like the French government isn't like doing this. They're not releasing these pictures and going like, fuck that guy. Like it's just private citizens and a company that they're like, yeah, fuck this guy. It's almost like Iran does not support free speech, which is crazy. I know. Real crazy, but that's what I'm picking up on. So I found this picture or this article. And I feel like we talked about a story similar to this a couple weeks ago. So 78-year-old man has ear, part of face chewed off during attack, police say. Now, you might wonder what kind of fucking attack it is. Nobody knows. This 70-year-old man obviously was attacked in Oregon at a rail station, and witnesses had reported another man attacking him, and this guy was like so the cops were called. This guy was still attacking this guy as the cops arrive, and they have to like pull him off, and this guy had chewed off the victim's ear, part of his face. Injury was so severe that first responders could see the victim's skull, which, gotta tell you, not usually good. It's usually not good to see parts of the skull. I could be wrong. Um, that's kind of like a visceral reaction to like your body just knows it's not supposed to see skulls. So like if you ever see like a human skull and you're like, "Ugh, that's fucking weird," or like that's like why you're like hesitant when like brains are showed on like TV and shit. So anyway, so yeah, this guy had told the detectives that the victim was a robot and was trying to kill him. So maybe he was on drugs, maybe not, who knows, but all I know is one dirty robot taken off the fucking streets. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go. What a fucking wild, what a wild thing. Uh, this is why you don't go to train stations right there. Like, I fully think that we should have a better public transportation system in the United States, but not if shit like that's going down out there. Uh, anyway. So you might remember a few weeks ago when we talked about the murders in Idaho at the Idaho University. I don't remember if it was on campus or like campus housing close to, but anyway, so there was 4 people murdered, um, and they, it was like super out of the blue. Well, they fucking found the guy, um, and I gotta tell you, this fucking guy looks just like Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Super fucking like deadpan sociopath fucking face. They got him in uh Pennsylvania near the Poconos. If you can believe that. So pretty fucking wild. Yeah. So I guess they had found a a, a sheath for his knife that was used in the stabbing deaths of um let's see, Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and Ethan. So 4, yeah. In 13th November 2022. Yeah. So court documents also revealed DNA of Brian Coburg. Coburg? And that's this guy. So anyway, he is um a criminal justice student. I can't remember how far along he is in his pursuit, but he is from Washington State, and the fucking parallels between this guy and Ted Bundy was blowing my mind when I first saw him, because I was like, he's not a goblin, like he's not, I mean, he's not Brad Pitt for sure, but doesn't impress me much, but he, is a normal looking dude, kind of like a long, slender face, I'm sure somebody would consider him handsome, and studying criminal justice in Washington State, killing co-eds, has brown hair. Ted Bundy, dude. So anyway, pretty fucking wild. So I'll be following along with that to see what comes of that in the future, but I just wanted to update everybody on that because I thought it was very interesting, like the parallels between that guy and Ted Bundy. So, um, moving on to I I don't know if I would describe it as funny. I don't know. It's sad for the people involved, but I think that the fucking plot line of this story is kind of wild. So, this woman uh owned a funeral home in Colorado, and she was just sentenced to 20 years in federal prison for defrauding people who are related to the dead bodies who which she, I don't know what the technical term is, that she funeraled. Is that right? Uh, because she dissected upwards of 550 corpses and selling body parts without permission. So, this makes me wonder, if she got permission, what is the legality of selling body parts? And who was she selling them to? Who buys them? Is it schools? Like, what the fuck, dude? That's so wild. Um, so they had done an investigation between 2016 and 2018 about the sale of body parts in the United States, which is a unregulated industry, is what the quote from this article says, which seems like a frightening way to frame that. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Yeah, so former workers told the news source that this place had conducted unauthorized dismemberments of bodies. Yeah, and after a few weeks after the story was previously published, a raid was done on the business. so, uh, so that's cool. I guess good on Reuters for fucking catching bad guys, but I don't know. It's so fucking weird. Like, these people are like trusting you in some of their like most I don't fragile times, and you're going, dude. I know how I can make extra money off it, as if you don't charge fuck ton for the plot in the ground that you're putting these people in, or the fucking cases that they bury, as if you don't charge way too fucking much for all of that stuff because nobody else will do it. So you can kind of charge what you want. You're like, no, I'm gonna make even more money on these people. I'll just fucking sell some of these body parts. Oh man, that's so crazy. This is why I want a sky burial. I've mentioned it before, and I want this to go on record as my personal will for disposal of body. Take me to the mountains of Tibet. Let the vultures pick from my corpse and drop it as they eat my dead body. Okay? That's what I want. No ifs, ands, or buts. I want a fucking stupid Viking funeral where you're burning half the fucking boats and shit. I don't want to be cremated and then thrown into the Grand Canyon where I've never been. Let the fucking birds eat me, or I walk. Alright? Or I get up out of my fucking casket and I walk away. Alright? That's what's happening. And that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. um so yeah, anyway, that's pretty wild. So she would charge $1,000 for cremations that never actually occurred, and then she would offer free cremations in exchange for a body donation, and then take that and then split them up. So, like, she was making money hand over fist on this fucking deal. What a piece of shit. Some of these body parts were organs such as hearts, kidneys, tendons, and then also like other things. But it's illegal to sell or it's legal to sell body parts such as heads, arms, and spines. Okay, sorry, misread that. She was selling heads, arms, and spines, and it's illegal to sell organs like hearts, kidneys, and tendons because they gotta be donated. That's why you're an organ donor. That's what it is. But anyway. Yeah, so anyway, I guess if you want to fucking get rich quick scheme, get a fucking funeral home, start saying you're gonna burn people's bodies, hand them a bag of old charcoal. That's your grandpa. Here you go. It's like charcoal squares. Yeah, that's the way the incinerator works. It turns them into pellets. So that's take it or leave it. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah. Um, Probably the most ironic thing to happen in the last week. So during New Year's Eve and the night of New Year's, Dana White was seen with his wife and getting into an altercation. If you don't know who Dana White is, He's the UFC guy. And also, he's got a new debut thing going out called the Power Slap League. And that was supposed to debut on January 11th. But now it's going to be debuted on January 18th. And you might go, why? Well, Dana White was seen slapping his wife. Yes, the president of the Power Slap League was slapping his wife in public. I mean, she hit him too, but still, pretty fucking funny that the Power Slap fucking league debut is delayed because a dude slapped his wife. You can't write better fucking comedy than that, man. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Obviously, that shouldn't ever put your hands on a woman unless you feel like you're in danger. But, dude, fucking bad look, especially when you're Dana White. Like, I don't know. I feel like you could just have a team of people that could just like stand between you. And then she tries to hit you, and then these huge bodybuilder guys are like in the way, and she's like, ah, can't get to me. What's up? You know? Dana White, man. So two more sad stories, and then we're almost done. So you guys are doing great. One is more a mystery so far, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. 8 members of a single family, including 5 minors, were found dead of gunshot wounds in southwest Utah on Wednesday. So that's pretty fucking sad, right? There's like not a whole lot of information. They don't know what happened. They don't know who did it. I don't know. It's fucking creepy because it reminds me of the Amityville stuff, right? There's like this whole fucking family's just dead randomly. So there's that. And then this last one is like the big kahuna burger. So in San Francisco, a Tesla had veered off the road and crashed into the rocks off a cliffside on California's Highway Number 1, south of San Francisco. People lived. The driver lived, and he's been arrested with intentionally driving the car off a cliff in an attempt to kill his family. How wild is that? I just want to go on the record to say, if you're going to do something like this, maybe don't use a car that tracks literally every fucking thing you do to it. Because Teslas monitor acceleration, GPS location, pinpoint accurately. They monitor fucking everything. So if you make a fucking weird turn, and like it's gonna be like a airplane black box situation. They can know exactly what the fuck happened, and you're not, not good. But because the Teslas are so safe, everybody in the fucking car lived. So, 2 children, 4-year-old boy, 7-year-old girl, and then 2 adults, both 41. So everybody survived. So that's pretty fucking sad. Now, which is the weird parallels on this episode. That's what I'm gonna call this thing, weird parallels. Because in 2018, a couple also drove themselves off of a cliff north of San Francisco. They were a lesbian couple and their 6 adopted children. And these people were under suspicion from social services for child endangerment, neglect, all these things. Kids were like malnutrition, all these things. And they fucking, one of the moms drove off a cliff. And in that case, they knew because of the computer on board on the car what she had done and how she did it, which is so fucking crazy to me. Like, it makes sense, but like, I never really think about that. Mainly because my car is 40 years old, but it's like it's wild. It was the Hart family, Hart, and there's a podcast called Broken Hearts, and that I listened to it. It's really good, but really sad, obviously. But yeah, the parallel between this is kind of crazy. Like, also in San Francisco, also trying to kill their family. You know, California, yeah, all the things. So, anyway, wild shit. Wild shit. So, we didn't do it last week, but I got the heat for you. I got the heat for you this week. The Billboard 200, since Shane is not with me. Billboard 200. Top 10. Week of January 7th, 2023. Number 1, SOS by SZA. Number 2, Midnights by Taylor Swift. God damn it. Number 3, Christmas, Michael Bublé. Get the fuck out of here. It's gone. Christmas is over. Number 4, Heroes and Villains, Metro Boomin. Number 5, the Christmas song, Nat King Cole. Go away. Number 6, Her Loss, Drake, 21 Savage. Number 7, Un Vierno Sin Ti, Bad Bunny. Last week it was at number 10. Almost dropped to the top 10. Oh, shit. Number 8, A Christmas Gift from You, from Phil... I don't know. Hold on. Phil Spector. Which is hilarious because he killed somebody. Merry Christmas, Mariah Carey, number 9. And number 10, Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack. So, yeah. Morgan Wallen, Dangerous Double album, dropped out of the top 10 last week, I believe. Maybe 2 weeks ago? I don't know. Fucking wild. Wild shit. But yeah, so that's the show this week. Sorry, it's just me again, and it'll probably be me again next time. We had to do this because of recording, scheduling conflicts. I'm going to be out of town and not going to be able to record, and it would have to be me that does the bulk of the recording because Shane's internet is not great since he's in Japan. So I'm going on a trip, going on a civil rights pilgrimage, gonna learn about some history that they probably didn't teach me in high school. So I'm pretty excited about the knowledge that I'm going to gain. I'm probably gonna cry a lot. Gotta go to the Emmett Till Museum. That's gonna be rough, I'm assuming. But yeah, I'll tell you guys all about it when I get back. Until then, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Share us with your friends. Give us a like and subscribe on the Facebook. We're at 41 subscribers. I'm proud of you guys. You guys are doing great. Leave comments. There wasn't any comments because I had to record this early, so there wasn't any comments on the last episode yet. But leave comments. I'll read them next time. I promise. I'll read both of them. I don't care. Don't forget to listen to our friends, Dutch in Denver, The Remedy Room, Kicking It with the Kellys, and No New Friends. And yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches. Tip your bartender.